if we look at some high quality portraits and cubism head-in work, we'll have a look at what is needed to get to those higher levels of 10 and above, so excellent plus, etc. Now, in terms of this example, you can see this one's a 10 out of 10. It gets to a 10 out of 10 because it's extremely high quality work. Compared to some of the examples which were shown for different types of lettering, this isn't that inventive or imaginative, but the quality is really good. If we look at another example, another 10 out of 10. So this one is probably not quite as good in terms of the skills and the precision, but it's more inventive, it's more imaginative. So that gets a 10 out of 10. So you can see two ways of getting a 10 out of 10. One way is being very precise and accurate, and the second way is being a bit more imaginative. To get up to the next level, so this goes to a 10.5, you can see it's a lot more imaginative in terms of the style of lettering which he's made up and invented himself based on the characteristics of Cubism. But maybe it's not quite as precise in places, but still really high quality up to that excellent pluses. If we look at one other example, so again this one goes up to an 11. One could say it's quite similar to this in terms of the technique, but you can see there's a big difference in the quality and the imagination of the lettering, particularly the portrait lettering. To go up to the next levels, we're hoping to see the skills there, but even more creative use of lettering. So if we look at this example, bit more interested in how it's set out, bit more imaginative in how it's set out. So that's just about into the 11s. Another 11. Again, bit more creative in how it's set out, bit more originality, even linking it to Picasso here. Bit of a border, bit of these extra sort of little cubes floating about. So very striking piece of work. And then finally a 12. So quite similar to some of the lettering which was shown initially, but he's gone a big step forward in terms of making it much more original. In some ways it's quite close to this one. This one's a bit better in terms of the imagination, whereas this one's a bit better in terms of the skills. And then this one's a 12 because it's a bit more imaginative here, and this is very kind of creative. It's so disjointed and fragmented, the lettering. One has to really look hard to decipher it. And of course, that's a characteristic of many Cubist paintings, which are on the verge of being completely abstract. But when one looks closely, one sees part of a musical instrument, or one sees part of a figure, and then one starts to understand it. And this is what this student's done. So that's a great example